Ignore that intro. Okay, here we are. So here's my custom Lexi. So I'll start off with how I made this model. This is a Trackmaster 2 Lexi. I didn't get the Play Rare one because the Play Rare one sucks. Balls. So I painted her in this lavender color. She's lined out with a silver, black running board and stuff. I originally wanted to give her a golden smoke box door handle, but then I wanted to change that to silver, and that didn't go over well. She has her original face. I think I did this really smart. So here the lining goes up and under her face for going around, coming back up, going over her cab, going over her cab windows, then going over her other cab window, then coming back down for a splash. I think I did that really well. So for the engine, I gave her freewheeling wheels. She does not run anymore, but at least she freewheels. And then here's her tender. So I'll get the elephant in the room out here first. She has an NW. Why that is because remember how in my original customs, well, all my customs video, and how Barry got destroyed? Well, Lexi is here to fill that spot. And I have a lore for her that we'll get into here in a minute. That I haven't fully fleshed out, but it'll probably change a little. But, you know. And, yeah, NWR14. I also have lining around the top and bottom of her, like, tank things. I also did her ladder in the same silver. And then her wheels are with that silver lining, same with her suspension, all that. I cut off her buffers because that's inaccurate. And I also swapped out her wheels for one of those all engines go-kart things. Specifically, it's one of the flatbeds that some random motorized engine came with. It was a flatbed. I think it was that Muddy Friends pack or whatever. And I painted those wheels on it. The reason why is because her original wheels had that like geared style and makes a horrible noise on Tommy track. And we don't like that. Also, it's a lot shorter now. Which also means, still on Tommy track, it'll get caught on everything and bumble and tumble about. And yeah. And then I painted the base of her, like, tender black. And that's really it for the model. Jeez, that's almost 4 minutes long. So yeah, lore time. So, here's how the lore goes. So, she was built in 1901. She's old. Scrapped in her basis was built in 1901, scrapped in 1905. Okay, so that lore is basically all the same except for the scrapping part. So, she was put off to the side in like 1904, like late 1904, early 1905. And then the controller of one of the 3 original railways before the NWR. Like freaking the controller of the Sonoran mainland, we'll say. Actually, let's go with the, oh my gosh, Wellsworth and Sudbury, I guess. Okay? To make the lore fit, we'll say Wellsworth and Sudbury. So, basically, the controller of the Wellsworth and Sudbury vacationed in America at this time. And while he was over there, hold on, there's a freaking gnat. Anyway, he vacationed over there, specifically. I'll look it up after I record this, but I'll put it in like post. Okay. He vacationed around that area, and while he was there, he saw a lonely engine in a siding, being Lexi, in her original black livery, and he purchased her and took her back to Sodor, where she was a pretty valuable asset up until about like 1910, we'll say. No, scratch that, not 1910. Up until they merged all the railways. And they put Lexi in a shed for a while. Up until about the 1960s. When Edward was like going down the line, you know, and he accidentally went down a siding, like down where an old branch line off the Wellsworth and Sudbury was. And he found an old shed, which Lexi was in. So his driver and fireman opened the shed to where they found Lexi. And Edward hauled Lexi right back to Knapford, where Sir Topham Hatt was. And he said that he'll restore her. And that's what they did. And now Lexi hauls tourist trains and excursions and stuff for the railway. The reason why I painted her in purple, I don't know, I just thought it was a fitting color. And she is the only Trackmaster 2 engine to be in my, what I call the below 20 fleet. And that's like the larger fleet of engines. And that's really it for Lexi. Goodbye.